Do you think nutrition plays a big role in their recovery? And I mean, yeah,
Huge, huge. Talk about some foods that are inflammatory, such
yeah.
as fried food. I love French fries, love chili cheese
Right.
fries.
Who
Strong
does?
about chili cheese fries, but that may not be the best for my recovery.
Welcome to the D4A Personal Injury Show, guys. I'm your host, Jean-Paul Anderson, and today I'm sitting here with Dr. Tony from Euclid Chiropractic, located in Upland, California. I hope you guys brought your best listening hats because we're about to listen to a doctor who really knows his stuff. So here we go. Please introduce yourself, doctor.
Good. I'm Dr. Anthony Ratkovic. I've been practicing about 21 years now in Southern California, obviously. Been in this practice for about 18 years, associate for 2 years. We built a good traditional practice, I want to call it that, a family practice. We do mostly cash and PPO and some PI too. We keep it very simple. Dr. Weaver, my partner now, he's about 5 years older than me, been practiced 5 years older than me. And we kind of keep it very simple. We have hours, but we're not going crazy with the hours. We just try to take our hours and make sure we see a lot of people during those hours. We keep it very simple. We have an Osman who's been here forever too. She runs the show for us, which I'm very thankful for. And we just see people, my friend. We just crack backs and next what I do all day.
Wonderful. So I was just going to ask you that is, how do you engage with your community or your local community as well as your online community, and how do you educate them, with the benefits of chiropractic care?
Good question, John Paul. We do a lot of social media. We do videos at least 3 or 4 days a week. We have our own podcast, also Crooked Spine Show. We've done that since 2016. We've been on the World Wide Web, they used to call it back then, since 2012, since it opened, I think. We have our YouTube, our Facebook. We have our main Facebook page. We have our separate podcast Facebook page. We have our personal one too. I put stuff on there.
Nice.
Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Google Plus page, Yelp page, and whatever else is out there, we're probably on there too.
Wonderful. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. And how do you guys educate? I mean, so you have a postgraduate degree in training in auto accident, like rehabilitation. How does that enhance your ability to help patients who, have been involved in a car accident?
Well, I did the Croft seminars down in San Diego a few years back, and we kind of keep updated what's going on too. A lot of it is understanding how accidents actually affect the ligaments and muscles and joints of the body, what the recovery time is to be realistic with the patient, and how to diagnose it properly too. We do a lot of our own in-office X-rays. Again, my practice has been around since 1980. Have our own X-ray machine here. We send them out for MRIs when needed, pain management needed too, and also shots needed too. We want to make sure the patient in a short period of time, like you guys too, get the right care, consistent care to get themselves better as fast as possible. That's the key. That's the key with recovery, correct?
Absolutely.
Make sure that they get better and understand. My goal with every new personal injury patient we get in our office is to make sure they understand. Our goal is to make sure when you leave our office, you actually don't symptoms you have now, what you feel, the back pain, neck pain, headaches, whatever is going on in your body from the accident, it does not come back.
Yes.
It stays away and goes away. So I don't care, and I don't care what the attorney says.
Right.
Says I want to make sure they get better, no matter how long it takes.
Right. Absolutely. This is kind of off subject a little. Well, not kind of, anyways. But we had a guest, or not a guest, but somebody from the community write us who wanted to ask. I guess this person was involved in an accident and has scoliosis. Are there any techniques or therapies that this person can do in order to manage their condition?
Mm-hmm. A lot of scoliosis is a secondary factor where now you have a spine that is not, if you want to call it stable, it may have some symptoms going into an accident. An accident like that would actually exacerbate those symptoms to make them feel worse. Oh. So realize you're not only going to recover from the trauma from the accident, soft tissue and hard tissue, ligament strain, muscle strain, and bone, possibly you want to call it a bone bruise, but also figure out now how has that accident made that scoliosis more torqued, more twisted, more curved, and how you reduce that with not only say physical therapy, but also home rehab, home stretching. You have to be more aggressive with those, make sure the body again heals completely.
Wonderful. Wow, that's very interesting. And do you treat any minors? Are there any techniques or anything like that specific that
not techniques, but more of making sure they're comfortable.
Okay.
We had a family come in from an accident probably about 3 months ago. husband, wife, and 2 kids. And a lot of it was making sure they're comfortable and understanding, letting the parents know how to talk to their kids about where the pain is, how long they have pain for, when to check them at home. Is it pain in the morning? Is it at night? How do they sleep? Are they waking up worse? Are they playing sports? Does the sports make them worse? I posted a review today from a wife and or a mom and a son who are in an accident, bad T-bone accident, and someone's having pain going on for about 2, 3 weeks. Treated him and that went away, but also we want to make sure they're still playing sports again, so you can
Yeah.
classroom. So it's not only how they feel, but how they feel in their normal environment, their normal activities, their normal day.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you think nutrition plays a big role in their recovery? And I mean, yeah,
Huge. You talk about some foods that are inflammatory, such
yeah.
as fried food. I love French fries, love chili cheese
Right.
fries.
Yeah. So
Destroy my
that's
chili cheese fries, but that may not be the best for my recovery. Make sure
of
they
course.
have inflammatory foods, such as, if you want to call it, more vegetables, more fruits for one too. Also, leaner meats have more anti-inflammatory processes. Also, if you want, make sure we're hydrating well too. Make sure you're
Yeah.
drinking enough water. And when we're dehydrated, the muscles and joints don't recover as well. They need the fluid going through their body, so the nutrients from the body gets into those muscles because they actually need the repair. Making sure
Yep.
if you need to, make sure they're icing at home too, or indoor heat, depending on what's going
Yep.
on in their body. Make sure that the home care outside, because again, as a chiropractor, I may see them for a treatment maybe for 5 minutes, not
Hmm.
very long. But what are doing outside the house? Make sure I have them a guidance with them, an email too, what to do at home to make sure you're getting the full recovery from your care, from your accident, and also make sure the care is consistent 24/7.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a big believer in nutrition, although sometimes I don't eat the best, but
Of course, we're human.
yes, but I know how to eat and how to count my macros and all the carbohydrates and everything. I know the differences between the good carbs and the bad carbs and complex and
And
simple carbs.
you talk about what I'll sometimes do, like walking through what's your daily diet, what's your routine like. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, if I said always say if it was me, you can always do what you want to do. At that point, I would maybe cut this out and maybe add one more of these instead. So whatever
absolutely.
they are, how do you take that one step toward a better eating habit, versus work trying to give them everything at once? Go, hey, you should just go to fruit and keto, and they're like, what the heck? It's like just giving it very simple. So they say it's not only what we tell them, but also what they actually do. That's the biggest thing. And if they're not going to be compliant with stuff even coming in, at that point,
Right.
I'm going to be consistent and go, hey, like, let's make sure we do something simple. At that point, that feels good. Let's do one more step, then one more step, then one more step.
Yes. So it's basically gradually getting into a daily change.
A healthier lifestyle per
Healthier
se.
life.
So even though I don't tell them this, I'll say my goal is wherever your diet is right now, whatever your exercise is right now in routine in an accident, let's make that better. So when we get out of this accident, you're 100%, then you know your body's going to stay healthy. You're going to
Absolutely.
maintain that habit and not go away from because you know it's going to feel good all the time.
Absolutely. No, that's
Yes. Why
super
not?
important. And let me ask you this: so, how do you collaborate with other physicians
Mhm.
when you have a patient that's involved in a car accident or a slip and fall? Like, is there something? How do you look for your doctors? How do you find your specialists?
It's finding them sometimes through my attorneys are always the best referrals because
Hmm.
sometimes, as you know, patients, they don't have what's called medical payment on their health on their auto insurance, so they're not paid directly. So you
Yeah.
have to find a doctor that which is hard to find. So a doctor who take liens, who work on, if you want to call, wait till the case settles and they'll get paid. Doctors don't do that very often. They'd rather get paid right by an insurance company or cash. So
Yeah.
finding attorneys usually have the better doctors and deal with cases like this all the time. I'll refer to them for example, a pain management consultant, for example, a possible neurological deficit that isn't going away within 2 or 3 months, or even 2, 3 weeks sometimes.
Right.
I can refer myself directly for an MRI. That's not a problem. I want to make
Yeah.
sure there's a secondary doctor on there that's saying that, so the insurance company, which is going to pay the bill eventually, will see a reliable credential that says, okay, they saw someone else, they verified the injury. Now I know it's a real injury.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Auction
Yeah.
companies are there to save money for themselves. Sorry, we know this. They sometimes patients don't know this. Auction companies want to save money themselves, but they see enough doctors on the case, enough standard information like an X-ray, like an MRI, and they go, okay, there's information that's saying they're giving a good standard of care to get this person better versus I'm just going to treat them and hope to get better. You want to
Right.
have evidence behind it.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Do you have any specific like home exercises as far as, mental health? We're this month is mental health awareness, and is there any specific exercises that you tell your patients to do at home, or just in general anything? I mean, for me, when I'm unhappy, I tend to put on music and just dance. I kind of look like a crazy person, but at the same time, hey, it works and I'm happy, right? So, is there anything that you tell your patients to do for mental health?
Especially in a car accident, I want to make sure they're doing enough things, again, based on where their injury point is and how much pain they are, is that we have a list of about probably 20 exercises we give our patients,
Hmm.
from early stretching in an accident, from intermediate stretching where it feels uncomfortable, to where then you start building more strength, and all strength with endurance. And a lot's going to be starting with body weight, obviously, initially, and then lying down to sitting up to go against the wall, then the walking. It's a step process where they are, where their injury point is. And again, what they've done in the past also. Do the exercise normally. If they don't, okay, let's start from scratch. Let's start a foundation. I want to make
Right.
sure we send them the exercise, we send them as an email. At that point, they have a visual, a video of what to watch again. Because anytime a patient comes in office, especially in pain, especially after an accident, sometimes they don't remember a lot what the
Yeah.
doctor will say. They've been there for a half an hour, 40 minutes, sometimes a full hour, depends on how bad their injury is. They leave the office, it's called medical amnesia. They go, what did the doctor say? How many times did I do that exercise? How do I do that leg thing? At that point, the video will remind them and give them the visual to make sure they're doing the right things the right way, how often to, and how
Smart.
often to do therapy and icing per day to make sure they're guided through their recovery. Again, a car accident can cause not only sometimes joint pain, but also ligament and muscle strain. We want to make sure those ligament muscles that strain goes away, but goes away, the muscle stays long, not where it stays short. When the
Wow.
muscle stays short too long, causes scar tissue. That's a longer, sometimes almost impossible way to get 100%.
Wow.
So my goal is to make sure they lengthen the muscles. If it's not too painful, lengthen the muscles, keep them long so they heal this way, not where they're healing short.
Yeah. No, that works. I mean, it's incredible how when you get injured, you don't, think about all these things, but
It's
they really
not your
play
job.
a
You should
role.
trust your doctor, your attorney to guide you through this. A
Yeah.
competent doctor, and at that point, they take that. That's why you're hiring them. They take away that unknown.
Right.
People come in here, they're not chiropractors, but
Right.
they trust me to give them the advice to get them 100% and make sure they can maintain that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As a chiropractor, what aspects of your practice bring you the most fulfillment or satisfaction?
It's hearing the patient go, hey, I woke up better today. Hey, I started this exercise and I need to start doing more because it feels good. You get the idea of where they're out of the fear, afraid, anxious mentality to where now they're more hopeful. They're obviously in less pain, but they feel they can get stronger and they can feel more relaxed and get better sleep. When someone's in a stress state over here, their body is tense. The way they talk, the words they use, their tone of voice is more tense and afraid. Here, it's more confident, more relaxed, and happier. I
Yes.
do a bunch of videos. I do interview videos of testimonials, reviews, and a lot of it is I tell them, "Do you feel happier now?" They go, "Actually, I do." Because that stress has gone away. Now the body can relax and feel happy because you're doing the right things to stay happy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's the plan.
I guess after a car accident, is there anything specific that you normally tell your patients to do? Like if it's a regular patient that comes in and calls you and says, "Hey, I had a car accident yesterday." Is there any specific guidelines or anything that you tell them, to make sure that they don't, I don't know, get scar tissue or anything like that?
My thing is to almost document for them, even if it's just a mental documentation of where their pain was today and tomorrow morning, how's it tomorrow? And in between, what I'll do is talk to them, okay, what do you differently for it to get better or worse?
Hmm.
I want them to be proactive in their accident case to where so the body heals completely so they know they're getting better or not getting better.
Right. So it's like taking down in a journal or something, or a daily journal or something like that.
I always tell them have a paper trail. At that point, your paper trail is the best paper trail out there. The attorney may ask you, or the attorney may ask you, okay, what happened? I'm not going to remember what happened yesterday. If I
Right.
write it down today, and it's that magic of writing things down with your hand,
Yeah.
sometimes it's even easier. you'll remember it better when you write it down.
Absolutely.
Now your story may change over time, but you'll have the original story on paper. And as you document, you scale, almost scale 1 to 10. How's your pain level? How's your headaches this morning? How's your nerve pain today? How did was it? And once you feel better, okay, now that you're down to 2 or 3, now what are you doing more that you weren't able to do during the accident?
Hmm.
Able to stand longer, able to work longer, able to feel better throughout the day. Do you have less fatigue now? Do you
Yeah, and
wake up
gradually it gradually happens, right? It's like every week, it's, if you don't treat it, it gets worse and worse until time passes by and you don't realize, but all of a sudden you're, depressed and you're in pain, and your life has changed, and it's
well,
important.
I had someone come in. She was in an accident 9 months previous. The attorney dropped the ball. The insurance company dropped the ball. She had no care for 6 months. Remember, bad accident, bad accident.
Oh,
So she had a lot of scar tissue. But again, you mentioned too, like you had mentioned, John Paul, is a lot of it is now the emotional. When your body's in a pain state for too long, your body goes into what's called a fight or flight reflex, a stress response. When it does that, then you have problems where you feel sometimes overstressed by
hmm,
your normal environment, by a normal day. You feel sometimes anxious. That can lead to depression.
yeah,
Get gone to that third stage already.
my
So if
goodness.
you get out of the third stage, okay, I care about your pain. I'll give you that. I'll give you your headaches. I'll give you that. But I want you to feel less depressed, less anxious, less overstressed, because now when they're in that state, they don't sleep very well. That's my sign. When they
Gotcha.
don't sleep well, I go, why are you not sleeping well? I ask them, do you feel anxious, stressed, or depressed? I go, and then I ask them, how do you sleep? Horribly. I wake up throughout the night, I wake up, and I don't feel recharged at all. I have low energy all day long.
It's
Okay, I
horrible.
said that your pain's okay, but my priority is going to be how to get that sleep better so we know your body's going out of that stress state into a more relaxed state where it can actually heal properly. If you
Yeah.
can't get there, then we can't get the healing done to make your body heal from the accident. That's going to be the number one goal for my office.
Very good. I love it. That's very good. And are there any recent achievements or developments in the field of chiropractic care that have caught your attention, and it's something that you're maybe working on in your practice?
Not really with chiropractic in general, because the fundamentals are the fundamentals. They don't change over time. But
Mm-hmm.
how insurance companies are treating accident cases now, and what you have to do to document properly, as we talked about before, getting the right imaging, getting the right X-rays, MRI when needed, even nerve testing too, and the right doctors on board. So the reimbursement is going to be, if you want to call it customary and regular, not going to get your bill cut in half, and having the right attorneys too, making sure if I refer a patient to an attorney, I know they're good. I'm
Yeah.
gonna trust like they would someone that I like in my family.
Yeah,
If I didn't
absolutely.
like, I'd send them everywhere else. I don't know where they go. But a lot of just want to make sure I'm helping my patient understand, is your care, your settlement, if you want to call it that, is basically getting 100%. That's my job. Make sure the right person's on your team to get you there, and the settlement required to replace the total car that they paid you out somewhat of, but not enough. People understand. They don't understand when I got my car totaled out. I'm like, I apologize. They go, what do you mean? You didn't get the full amount that the car was worth when you bought it. Now you have to put money out of pocket. You have a payment that you had a car that was paid off. Now you have to not to take money out of pocket. So can your settlement, hopefully, based on what your attorney does, your chiropractor does, based on what the other doctors do too, get you that full settlement so you can reimburse yourself for a new car if need be, or a used car, to get back to your normal quality of life. You know,
Yep.
that's the goal. It's not getting it's not the Larry H. Park, I got 1.2 million. You can't get out of bed in the morning, but I want to be 100% quality of life and have enough to pay everything else. So I end up at the end of the day, zero balance on everything that happened from the accident.
That's important. Yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, it gets complicated once you get into an accident, and there's always so many things that that people don't know about that happens in PI, and that's actually why we came up with this show, so that people learn
Good.
and educate themselves. Yeah,
But it's having the patient the right expectation of what to expect from an accident, at least financially, beyond their physical health, beyond their car damage stuff too. So they're not being told by some attorney that, hey, you're gonna get I can get you $300 million on this case. I'm like, no, you can't. You know, because they just want to sign up with them, and all of a sudden
right.
that attorney drops the ball and gets nothing for them. That's what gives attorneys a bad name, when you have attorneys like that, or lawyers out there that say that, but they can't follow through with what they actually can do.
Yep. And is there anything that you do specifically to stay up to date with all the research and development in auto injury, whiplash? And is there like, are you part of any groups or any specific ones you want to shout out?
Not really per se. I have some attorneys that I work with all the time, and a lot of it is they allow me the inside knowledge of what insurance companies are reimbursing for, and not that I want to work backwards to work to, if you want to call it, treat people, but I want my patients to know this too. I want to make sure it's very transparent of what I'm talking attorney with and what the patient's talking attorney with too, so we're all on the same team. So it's teamwork to get the care done properly, and at that point get everything done closed properly too, so the patient gets reimbursed and everything gets settled out as soon as possible.
That's
You know,
great.
my last manager, she does a phenomenal job. That she's hard to find. She's run the show for the last, I want to say, 1,000 years, but a lot of it is she'll filter out attorneys that we won't want to work with because of the endpoint game. Okay, so we want to make sure. I have patients who pay out from an accident, pay directly to them, and then we don't ever see them again.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's something to where it's going to has to be fair in all ways. At that point, the person again gets better, it gets reimbursement done. But working with resources, things like that, those are I don't like to get. There's some mags that come to my office about be careful of this company, be careful of this, because a lot of it's negative marketing to push you in one direction.
Right, right.
So once you have the fun with people, you know if, when for a law firm, as long as my manager says, "Hey, we trust them, we can work with them," boom, we're done.
Yeah,
She's done the work. She knows she's been here long enough to realize the patterns people tell her when they first have the first conversation of say yes or no,
yeah,
or even sometimes a maybe. We'll try one case and then see. You know,
yeah.
it's making sure the attorney has the client's best interest in mind when we do the first phone call.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Has to be.
it has
Without that, it obviously everyone's different. But at that point, we don't start. It's like it's the first date, right? It's been 1,000 years of my first date. If first date goes bad,
right.
you're setting yourself up for a long,
Exactly.
painful relation, not ship, but the other word.
Yep, yep. Is there anything, I guess, specific as far as like, say for instance, like with the patients that treat with you for PI, they're involved in an accident. Do they end up in a way staying with you? Like, is there a certain percentage of them that do stay with you and refer family and friends and things like that? Is that something that has happened to you?
Yeah, and John Paul, because we're a family practice, the house has been here forever in Upland.
Uh-huh.
We're going to see people that are patients now. Accident, that point, accident closes. There's still patients here, and we'll
Wonderful.
see their kids, their grandkids, their great grandkids, whatever it is. Too, the practice is the practice.
Yeah.
When someone needs care for their back or neck, accident case, work injury, home injury, whatever it is, too, they come here first. I had someone come today. I seen him for 2 years. Injury, he works at UPS.
Mhm.
Not a car accident, but because we saw him 2 years ago, we took care of him. At that point, that goodwill, that you want to call it competent care, whatever you want to call it, got him to come back, even though we're far away now from him, because he trusts our first opinion.
Yeah.
What do we think first?
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
when you have a relationship with that, doesn't matter if you're in a car accident or anything else. People come back to you because they want to make sure they're getting the right idea, or right, if you want to call it diagnosis initially, not being told something else that they're not going to believe. When
Right.
they like someone, they like someone. It's like a mechanic. They
Yep.
trust them. They go, I don't know how this thingamajig works, but do you think it needs fixed? It does. Okay, good. Let's fix it.
Yep. Yep. That's
Yes, it's that
that's
trust factor. I think it doesn't matter what happens. You always that trust is hard to get. Once you get it, to keep it is key.
Yeah, absolutely. I look forward to hopefully having you on our directory soon. I think last time that we had our interview, we talked something about it, and I also am looking forward to hopefully meeting you in person. I think you are a
Yes.
very interesting chiropractor compared to all the other ones out there. You seem to know what you're doing as far as marketing and staying really just engaged with the community. I mean, that's what really it's about right now, and in this 2023 and probably moving forward, it's only going to get bigger and bigger. So
It's not that hard to do. And
yeah,
talking to chiropractors or attorneys too, you just got to put your stuff out there. I
it's
shoot videos in my office, my patients, exercise videos. Anytime and again, I've done it for a long time now, almost 10 years now, at least since 2012, is putting
nice.
things out there that you're comfortable with, that is genuine.
Yeah,
Again, we didn't set anything up. We set some questions up, but it's more like it's not like
that's
scripted.
it. Right.
You just need to talk and do enough videos where you're comfortable sharing your message.
Yep. Yep.
whatever
Yep.
that message is, you know?
Exactly. Whatever it is. Yeah. Just be yourself. That's
And
it.
as you do more videos, people build your in their mind, they build a reputation. This guy must be good because he puts more videos out. This guy gets a lot. I don't care about views or comments. It's the videos of genuine. And my marketing is exercise videos. My marketing is how do you stretch. My marketing is doing a talk with Jean Paul about how to help people through an accident.
Yep.
Give
Yep.
people information that they can use when they need it. When they need it to see a chiropractor.
Wonderful.
You know, it's all comes
Yes.
down to
That,
nobody knows
yeah,
when you're back. Everyone's gonna have back pain, neck pain sometime in life.
for
Where you
sure.
know, the guy that is in the yellow pages, which is for as kids know, it's dead. Yellow pages are dead. But or on social media where you see him, hey, he does this video, help this person over here, has a testimonial from this person,
Yep.
maybe pretty good.
Yep. And you get to learn about them and just who they are and how they react to things and whether they're funny or not. And that kind of helps you, realize and choose which chiropractor you want to go to.
And it takes me maybe, I want to say maybe 6, 7 hours a week that I
Hmm.
spend doing all the videos, editing, interviews, all the other stuff I do around that. But it's worth it when you look at the ROI of not only helping your community, if you genuinely want to help the community, but
Right.
also building your practice up, whatever it might be, so you can get that benefit of the ROI of the work you do.
Absolutely.
It just takes time. It doesn't take a lot of, you don't want to overthink it. Just put the videos out and people will gravitate to your personality based on what they want to see and what they want to hear. Again, when they need you to.
I love it. I love the analogy. Beautiful. What is the best way to get a hold of you? Email, phone number,
Perfect.
social
If you
media.
want to look, if you're look up Upland, California, right back here is I'll look it up my way for a second. Right back here, Upland,
There you
California.
go.
That's my office name, Euclid Chiropractic. We're number one chiropractor in Upland. We have the number of reviews and reviews on Yelp and Google. Any social media you're on too, look up our office. If you want to also go to Instagram, TikTok, all those places too, you look it up there. At that point, you'll find us. Easy. But it
Cool.
always gives a call to. We're a phone call office, old school office. Call, so book your appointment. Or if you want information, go to our Google and Yelp, put a message on there, and I can always respond to you that way directly from me.
I love it. I love how easy it is to get a hold of people nowadays, especially the business owners, right?
And I think is too, John Paul, I give everyone my phone number when they leave my office the first day. When I get their videos, get their email too. I go, here's my number, blah, blah. No one ever calls me. Maybe they just
Yeah.
don't like me. I'm not sure what it is. They just don't like me, probably. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But having in psychology, when someone has your phone number, they know they can reach you. They go, I'll just reach him when I really need to
When
reach
it's
him.
an emergency, right?
Yes. I had one of my patients in bad shape. Text me this weekend, hey, I had this going on. Get some advice on the phone, boom, 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 in and out, done. Good. Save them another visit to the ER.
Yeah, big time.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's a lot of
easy.
time of saving because going to the ER is like 4 or 5 hour wait minimum unless you take the ambulance, right?
I had a patient, he came in upset on a Monday. He goes, man, I'm so upset. He goes, I came here, you have to do some of this care. I was here for 5 minutes. I feel better than I was for the 3 hours I spent in the ER this weekend. I'm like, what the heck? You know?
Oh man. Well, that's how some people are like that, you know. There's nothing else we could do about it. Well, I was gonna say I really enjoyed having you. I think we're running a little bit out of time because I'm about to get the time thing that Zoom or whatever we're using. But seriously, I look forward to hopefully seeing you here at the PI show and doing the actual show at the studio. And yep, I look forward to. Are you going to Cala or Ladigar or any of the other conferences?
Not really. I've got other stuff on my plate right now for one too. I kind of keep it very low key, very easy, and
Yeah.
keep our fundamentals don't change. What we treat people, the way we treat people, it doesn't matter what year it is, what's going on out there. The human body is a human body. How do
Yep.
we focus on that and not get too fancy with other equipment stuff? And on my office, very simple. You adjust people, put them on a roll table with a nice pack or heat pack, make sure they do stuff at home, and boom, get the heck out. I don't waste time with people. Just go. They have their own life to live.
Yeah, time is very valuable.
No,
So
I don't buy it, especially when we have an extra machine too. We don't do all the other extra some doctors do just to say they do more stuff. We just take care of people.
wonderful.
Simple.
Love it. Well, hopefully I can come by one of these days and get an adjustment or something by you.
I gotta get out there too, and I think there's a couple good golf courses out there near you too. So
There
maybe
is
I'll
for
stop by
sure.
the office when I get out there. All right.
You got it. All right, Dr. Tony. Well, thank you so much for having us or for, stopping by and doing this show with us. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, my friend. Have a good day.
You too. All right, man. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Make sure you guys check out our social media. We just started our Instagram for the D4A Personal Injury Show, so make sure you guys follow to learn more about, personal injury and to maybe hear some of the interviews that we'll be posting on there as well. Also, make sure that you guys follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and share our information with the people that need it. Other than that, this is JP or Jean Paul. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and love.